Hi, this is Julie with Beadaholique, and today I want to show you how to make this bracelet here. This is a really easy bracelet project to do. It's a stretch bracelet, and what I've done is I've cut little squares out of a Lilypilly copper sheet. I have one that's whole right here. This is how it comes. And all I've done is I've cut them to fit the squares and I've glued them in place. So super easy to do. What you're going to need is you'll need a Lilypilly copper sheet. These come in a bunch of different patinas. You can really pick a fun color and a fun design pattern. You'll need a stretch bracelet. These are plastic. They're very comfortable to wear and they're very easy to work with. You're going to need some E6000 glue, a pen, a pair of metal shears, although scissors will work. I do prefer metal shears just because I don't want to damage my good scissors. And then you'll also need a ruler. Now each square is 20 millimeters by 20 millimeters, but that's a little hard to measure on a ruler if you're going to be cutting a bunch of squares. So I just kind of went with the 3/4 inch measurement for this project, and I'm going to do squares which are 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch. They end up being just slightly small for the square, but it's not really noticeable, and I just find it's a lot easier. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn your copper sheet over. You're going to take your ruler, line it up against the edge, and then with a pen, you're just going to make a little mark where the 3/4 inch is. And then we're going to do that at a couple different places. And then once we have a few reference marks, we're just going to draw a line. And then for this bracelet, we're going to need 8 squares. So I'm going to do another line. So I'm going to go from that line I just drew, line my ruler up, and again, same process. Just make little marks at the 3/4 inch spot. Like I said, this will be a little small. You can just make it a little larger if you want, but this works totally fine. Since I know it's going to be a little bit small, I'm just going to go a little bit above where those marks are. Oops, my line did not end up very dark right there. Okay. Now, to get the actual square shape, we need to go from the other side now and do the same process. So we're making a grid pattern on the back of our Lilypilly sheet. Now when you get to the very end, it's going to be even here, so you're going to be able to get 2 more squares. So you can tell that here we have 1.5 inches. Of course, you divide that in half, and it's 3/4 inch. So this is going to be perfect. So we're not going to have to make another measurement there. We're just going to know that that's what it's going to be. Okay. So if you can see now, it can be a little hard with the reflection. We've got actually 8 squares all lined up. So I'm going to take my metal shears, unlock them, and I am just going to cut these out along the line that I drew. All right, now you can see we've got all these little squares, and some of them are a little bit crumpled looking, you know, just their corners are bent up. All you need to do, this is such thin sheeting that you don't need to hammer it out. All you need to do is just take your fingers and flatten them, and you're going to do that with all your little squares. Okay, once they're flat, you're ready to glue them in place. I'm just going to take some E6000. Now if you have a toothpick or a scrap piece of wire you want to use as an applicator, great. If not, you can actually just do it directly from the bottle. I'm just going to place some on the back. Flip it over and press it into place in the middle of your square. So there's one, and we're just going to do that all the way around. Once you've got all your squares in place, return the lid to your glue. And then what I want you to do is I want you to go through and just press them down. So work your way around the bracelet, pressing them down into place. Now what's so nice about this project is normally if you were cutting the Lilypilly copper, you'd want to sand the corners down a little bit just because they are sharp. But because this particular bracelet has a bezel setting to each square, and it has nice rounded corners to the plastic, and the sharp corners of the Lilypilly are set down within it, you're not going to have to worry about filing those Lilypilly copper corners at all. So now you're just going to let this dry, and your bracelet is going to be all ready to go. And that is how you make a quick and easy bracelet using these great bracelet forms and Lilypilly copper sheets.